What a flippity flop though, this is Stranger or Big Moose, and I'm here with another video for Fault Early Access. Guys, we haven't put out a video in quite a while now, but Fault Early Access is here, and we are here to put out more videos. So, this is our first video, and this is going to be some brand new gameplay. Let's just skip it a little bit ahead. Let's just get into it, and there you can see is up. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about day one launch of Fault and all the issues that occurred and how they're stepping forward into the game and further improving it and just showing in very strange matter fashion that they are working around the clock to make sure that we all have a game that is enjoyable and fun to play with ourselves and with our friends. So first we got to talk about the bad and the good as well, of course. So day one, the game was a bit delayed getting released on Steam. It was supposed to be 1 p.m. Eastern. It was only delayed by 2 hours, so not a big deal. We're just going to leave it at that. There's been a lot of launches that have had delays. It's no big deal. Then it got released on Steam, and the Steam packages got screwed up. It was supposed to be, if you wanted a Master's Pack, you needed to buy it as a bundle. You needed to buy the Master's Pack, the Founder's Pack, and the Fault Pack all together, which would add up to the price of the Master's Pack that was advertised to get the pack. That was not the case, though. Not entirely sure what happened. It may have just been a miscommunication with Steam and Strange Matter Studios, but the Master Pack and Founders Pack were actually released as DLC. So what ended up happening is as long as you bought the base game, aka the Fault Pack and the Masters Pack, you would reap the full benefits of the Masters Pack without the Founders Pack. But because it was designed to be a bundle, and you didn't have to buy it that way on Steam, there ended up being a few glitches where people weren't getting their coins or weren't getting their unlockable heroes, weren't getting their season pass, whatever it may be. All of that is resolved now, so that's no big deal. But this did happen on day one. And then after this happened, ladies and gentlemen, Cloudflare ended up getting cyber attacked. If you don't know what Cloudflare is, it is just a company that helps transfer data around the world. Well, that's the best explanation I can give. So what ended up happening is, I don't know if you were there on day one, you would have noticed that Discord ended up going down for about an hour, and this was because of the cyber attack on Cloudflare, actually, which was really unfortunate considering that is the main place of communication for Fault and Strange Matter Studios as of this moment. And then, of course, right after the cyber attack happened, there was a cyber attack on Amazon themselves, which affected the AWS servers that many companies use, including Fault. So even though people were able to buy the game, and play the game, even though there were Steam issues, even though they couldn't communicate on Discord for about an hour, you couldn't even play a game because the servers weren't working. And that did unfortunately happen. Not entirely sure how that got fixed, but if you play the game now, it's fully fixed. It's awesome. So what's the best way to put that? There's been growing pains. We're going into day 4 now. This may actually be day 5, and we're here, and the game is fun to play, in my opinion. And yeah, so we had growing pains. For everyone that watches this, my apologies, make sure you check their Discord. You join the Strange Matter Studios Discord because they do a lot of announcements there, such as they have said that all Indiegogo keys have been sent out now. And for some reason you haven't gotten your key, make sure that you email them at support@strangematter.co and not .com.co. And as well, all giftable Fault Pack keys that came with the Masters Pack should have also been sent out as of now. And if you have an issue, you go to that same email. So the one thing I gotta commend Strange Matter for is, and this is the most that I want to talk about in this video, is how fast and how efficient and how hard they've worked to make sure that this game is enjoyable for everyone to play, whether they play solo or by them, or with the team, or with their friends, or with random people. And just they just resolved a lot of issues very fast. Patch 0.1.0 has already rolled out, and they have announced that there is going to be another patch within the next day or so, give or take. And that was a few hours ago. They made that announcement in the Discord, and I'm super excited to see because there is a Gideon glitch, for example, right now that needs some fixing, to say the least. But why I'm so impressed is this patch that they've released, the one they released, fixed 80% of the issues in game immediately. It was that fast. Servers immediately became playable. There is still a few issues there, but for the most part, they are playable, and you can just have a fun time playing with your friends now. And if you take a look at the gameplay on the screen, you can see that the game doesn't look that great. That is because I am playing on the lowest settings in game. It does get a lot different, and it looks completely different. And I wish I was over exaggerating. It literally looks completely different if you play on epic settings. Uh, so just keep that in mind when you're playing. And the other issue I wanted to bring up is the FPS issue. So for anyone that's a streamer like myself, you would have learned, or maybe it's just unique to me. I cannot stream Fault at above 60 frames. I have to cap the game at 60 frames, or Streamlabs, which is what I use uh, for my personal stream, does not work. I drop frames. The stream is unwatchable, and it's just not fun for the viewers and for myself, the streamer. Um, so I'm not sure if that's an Unreal Engine thing, if that's just my GPU itself. Maybe I don't have good enough specs on my PC, but I'm not entirely sure. But I would love to figure it out, and if it is a fault problem, that it gets resolved ASAP. But it is an early access, of course. So I expected there to be bugs and issues, and that's okay. That's okay because I know they will get fixed. Yeah. So that is an issue. And the other issue when it comes to FPS drops is in the game, out of nowhere, sometimes I will drop even at 60 frames, which when I'm streaming, or if I'm not streaming, I will randomly drop frames in game. I will go from 60 frames to 14 sometimes uh, for about 30 seconds. And that's really a big deal because it makes the game almost unplayable in that moment. And because when I'm streaming, it actually messes up with my Streamlabs, and those 30 seconds of gameplay becomes frozen, and it freezes my camera and everything, and it just doesn't work. So I'd love to see that get fixed. They have already mentioned in the announcement that there is going to be a bit of an optimization fix coming in for that issue, so that that doesn't happen. But time will tell when that gets fixed. So, what should you take away from this video? Fault is worth buying. In my opinion, you have to make that decision yourself. But I personally love it. Did they have some growing pains? Yes. Do they still have some growing pains? Yes, they do. But that is what it means to be an early access game, ladies and gentlemen, and an indie studio. And these issues will get resolved, I promise. And that's all I really got for this video. I hope you really enjoyed this video. And if you do, please leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And of course, I got my Twitch that I do stream on. I'm_stranger with 2 R's. And yeah, that's all I got for you. And that'll be the end of the video. And thank you everyone for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.